And New Jersey Congressman Representative Leonard Lance joins us now. Are you satisfied with his response, Congressman?
I was not, and I think it may very well be the case that the consent decree was violated. And of course, we don't know that for sure. But the Federal Trade Commission is investigating this matter, as it certainly should investigate it.
At the same time, Cambridge Analytica was tweeting the last couple of days saying it did nothing wrong. It collected the data in compliance with Facebook policies at the time. When it found out the terms changed, it deleted the data. And Facebook itself then, I believe Zuckerberg said that they felt comfortable with that solution at the time. So what does that tell you and tell the public? What do you think they've learned about Facebook through all this?
I think through the testimony over the last 2 days, we've learned that the American people need their privacy protected, and that is why I favor legislation sponsored by Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee, the browser legislation, and that would affect the whole universe, edge providers as well as ISPs, and I think we should move forward in that regard, and certainly the American people should be concerned about the breach of their privacy.
What would the browser legislation do? Because, of course, there's a risk here that any response is overly broad, hurts innovation on the Internet, doesn't get to the core of the problem. Why do you think this is the right solution and the right fix?
I think it's the right solution because we should have an even playing field, not only regarding companies like Facebook, but the ISPs as well, the Internet service providers. And I hope that Congress will examine this legislation as quickly as possible. I'm pleased that Mr. Zuckerberg came before us, but I thought the questioning today was quite direct, and I was pleased to participate in that questioning, Kelly.
Congressman, one of the big questions, of course, has been whether Facebook will be viewed by regulators, by the government as a media company, whatever that might mean. And it would seem that when Mark Zuckerberg today said, look, we consider ourselves responsible for the content that's on our platform, that basically is that determines whether, in fact, you have media company treatment, right, for a company like Facebook. So if he's acknowledging that, is that enough at this point? Have we settled that issue?
I don't think it's settled yet, but I do think we should examine the browser legislation. And it is a company that has many different facets to it, but it's a very complicated issue. And I think the questioning today indicated how complicated the issue really is.
Do you consider Facebook to be a media company, Congressman?
I consider it to be an Internet company. I certainly think that we should move forward, Kelly, with the browser legislation.
Well, I think we take your point here on the importance of that legislation, and we'll see if there's movement. Congressman, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
Congressman.